श्री कृष्ण। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। Let us read from Sutra number 47. Grahana Swarupa Asmita Anvaya Arthavatva Sanyamat Indriya Jayaha ततो मनोजवित्वं विकर्ण भावः प्रधान जयश्च सत्व पुरुष अन्यता ख्याति मात्रस्य सर्वभावाधिष्ठातृत्वं सर्वज्ञातृत्वञ्च तद्वैराग्यादपि दोषबीजक्षये कैवल्यम्। Ultimately, we are leading slowly and steadily from the Siddhis are the powers that a yogi gets by controlling the various aspects of Prakriti. So we started from Bhuta Jaya, then Indriya Jaya, Mano Javitvam, etc. And now we have come to the Buddhi. And in that Buddhi, when Purusha and Sattva, Anyatha Khyati, when we are able to recognize separately, distinctly, clearly that Purusha Tattva and the Antakarana, Sattva Guna Pradhan, then that Purusha Khyati is the most important thing. And Tad Vairagyadapi, so when we get the various kinds of Siddhis as indicated in the 50th verse, 50th Sutra, that Sarva Bhava Adhishtatrutvam and Sarva Jnatrutvam cha. When even these Siddhis are rejected, then Dosha Bija Kshaye Kaivalyam, one attains Kaivalya. So this Kaivalya is also the condition of the mind or the Antakaran, which is extremely pure, where there is no trace of Rajas and Tamas. Now when this happens, then the next step that comes in the life of the yogi is given in the 51st Sutra, Sthani Upanimantrane Sangasmaya Karanam Punaha Anishta Prasangat. Now here it is said that when the yogi thus becomes purer and purer, his antakaran becomes extremely clean, and as a result of this dosha bija kshaya, there is no desire of any kind of this world. The antakaran is absolutely immaculate and pure. Therefore, he is now looked upon by the gods. See, there is something called as the various devatas who are supporting, guiding and taking care of the yogis. And when the yogi comes to this purity, then he is invited by the gods. And those gods thereafter present before him all the temptations. And as a result of these temptations, he may again succumb to the relative world and fall back. Or if he doesn't succumb to them, then smaya. Smaya is the arrogance. Look here, I have gone for a lunch with you know whom? With the Prime Minister of India. What do you think of me? So in this manner, gods even have invited me, that garva, abhimana, arrogance comes. Therefore, these are the two possible obstacles on way to the Kaivalya Prapti. This is what is said in this 51st Sutra. So, there are many obstacles, and in this sutra we are talking about Adhi Daivik. Now, Sthani Upanimantrane Smaya Sangha Smaya Karanam Punaha Anishta Prasangat. So, when these various divine gods, forces call us, or the yogi, that time these two possibilities, we may get attracted to the temptations, or if we don't, we have the arrogance. You must have seen, you know, those people who are practicing certain things very meticulously. For example, if you take a person who under any condition has never touched any non-vegetarian, or he who has never taken a single paisa bribe, or who has never gone to a hotel or a drinking booth, such people have got such a high esteem about themselves, and that again and again they go on repeating. I am not like others going to the drinking booths. In my whole life I have never gone. So if you are not gone, how do you know what is going on there? Or else, I am not like others who are just moving and going for the movies. I am strictly doing meditation all the time. This kind of very high self-esteem about oneself. You know, there are ashrams where laughing is considered as sinful. Could you believe that? They said no. If you are walking the spiritual path, laughing is prohibited. So all the time remain grave, as if after this is over, we are going to enter the grave. Such people, they just don't tolerate anything. So now, here the teacher gives commentary, Vedavyasji, and it's very beautiful, enchanting commentary. There are 4 types of yogis about whom we are talking. First is the Prathama Kalpika yogi, who is Abhyasi Pravrutra Matra Jyoti. He is the one who is still practicing his Abhyas, and he has now slowly got the Viveka Khyati, but he is not yet fully established, firmly established in Vivek Khyati. So he has to practice. This is the first stage, Prathama Kalpika yogi. Then the second one is Dvitiya Kalpika yogi. He is called as Rutambhara Prajnyo yogi. His Rutambhara Prajna is awakened. So now he is able to recognize the truth without any difficulty. He is Rutam is the truth, Bhara is the holding. So he has got this, and he is called as Madhubhumik. And the third yogi is Bhutendriya Jai yogi. So he has got Bhuta Jaya and the Indriya Jaya. And he is also called as Prajna Jyoti. In this condition, the yogi Sarveshu Bhaviteshu Kruta Raksha Bandha Bhavaniyeshu Kruta Kartavya Sadhanadiman. So he has gone still further. He has got this clean understanding of everything. However, that means he has got this Bhuta Jaya, Indriya Jaya, Mano Javitvam, everything. And yet, he is able to see the Sarveshu Bhaviteshu, in all the things and beings, recognize the Purusha. However, he requires to practice, because again he has the likelihood of falling down. Therefore, he is the third one. And the fourth one is यहाँ तु अतिक्रांत भावनीय तस्य चित्त प्रतिसर्ग एको अर्थः. So he is samadhi asya pranta bhumi prajna. And the fourth one is the one who has transcended all the bhavana, every abhyasa. Now he has got only one concern in his life, that his chitta, his mind is chitta pratisarga eko arthaha. Only one purpose of his life, that let the chitta go back to the consciousness or the prakriti. In this manner, these are the four kinds of yogis. The fourth one is the topmost. Now, among these four, the second one, tatra madhumatim bhumim sakshat kurvato brahmanasya. So the second one who is called as madhumati and who has sattva shuddhim anupashyantaha. So when his purity qualification has increased to a great extent, to such a person who has got rutambhara prajna, who is able to recognize the things in no time, he has instant understanding about everything. So such a yogi, so sattva shuddhim anupashyantaha sthaninaha devaha sthanehi upanimantrayante. So all the presiding deities, gods in that particular place, they invite him. And and this is only for the yogi from the second stage. For the third one, tritiya bhumi, because he has already bhuta jaya, indriya jaya, so the gods cannot attract him. And the fourth one is already having the paravairagya, so the gods cannot invite him, or even if they invite, it doesn't make any difference. So it is only the second grade yogi. Now here you understand. The first grade yogi is still struggling, practice and doing sadhana and viveka, khyati and everything. So the gods are not worried. She is still in the lower class. Now the second stage is this yogi who is madhumati bhumika. Now here he has sufficiently purified, his rutambhara prajna is awakened, and when this condition takes place, now he is likely to go further. So break him there itself. This is the technique we see in this world. When somebody is coming up very well, and his boss sees, hey, this person is going to be a load for me, he is likely to destroy my position, because he is smarter than me, he is better than me, he is superior than me. The best way is erase him. So such people, they are trapped by such higher authorities into wrong scandals. So this is how the second stage. Then the third, fourth stage, they have already gone beyond. These gods or temptations cannot trouble him. So this second yogi who has got this rutambhara prajna, now what these gods invite him? Bho iha asyatam. Oh, respected one, please come. Iha rasyata aramyatam, and relax and enjoy here. Kamaniyam bhogaha. See, this is the most attractive thing. Try, test, you never had. Kamaniya iyam kanya, and see this beautiful girl. Idam rasayanam jaramrutyum badhate. And you know, this particular drink, if you take, you will never become old and you will never die. And idam vaiha yasam yanam, and look, this helicopter. Ami kalpadrumaha, and all these kalparukshas which are fulfilling all your desires. Then punya mandakini, see the divine Ganges, and Siddha Maharshaya, and see all the Siddha Maharshis here. So, Uttama Anukula Apsarasaha, and the most beautiful, the best one, Anukula, they will not be burden for you, but they will be listening to you. These Apsarasaha, Divye Shrotra Chakshushi, you will have divine faculties, because these divine bhogas cannot be enjoyed by the mortal faculties. And Vajropamakayaha, and your body is going to be very strong. And Swagunaihi Sarvam Uparjitam Ayushmata. And this is what you have earned. We are not doing any favor to you. You have really earned. And therefore you are going to be a very long life. So, idam akshayam ajaram Amarasthanam Devanam Priyam, such a heaven where nobody dies is always liked by the gods. So, Pratipadyatam, please come. Evam abhidhiyamanaha sangodoshan bhavayet. Now see this story that we have read here, is it not exactly what we have seen in our Kathopanishad? See? Our Emradi says, look here, Ima Rama Saratha Saturya and Abhi Mat Prattabhi, they will be sent by me, so they will not be a problem for you, they will serve you. And you will have lots of children, and you will have all the healthy life, and all faculties will remain perfect. You will live a long life and all that, Enjoy. Why bother about Atma? So, this is what exactly is the story. Now, at such time, so what this yogi should do? Evam abhidhiyamanaha, in this manner, when the yogi is being invited, Sangadoshan bhavayet, he should now be very alert and do not get involved in the Sangadosh. What is the Sangadosh? Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu upajayate sanga sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho vijayate krodhat bhavati sammohaha sammohat smriti vibhramaha smriti bhramshat buddhinashaha buddhinashat pradashyati. How it started? Sangadosh. So, here Bhagavan Vedavyas tells how he should think. Ghoreshu samsarangareshu pacchamanena janana maranandhakare viparimartamanena maya katanchit kleshatimira vinashaha yoga pradipaha asadita. With great difficulty by me who was being roasted in this world, and in this world where there is a constant wheel of birth and death, Kathanchit, with great difficulty, Klesha Timira Vinasha Yoga Pradipaha, this light of yoga, the destroyer of all the Pancha Kleshas, ignorance, etc., Asadita, I have somehow got it. Now, Ete Trishna Yonayaha Vishaya Vayavascha, and all these worldly these objects and desire, they are nothing, but they are the Vishaya Vayavaha. These are the storms of objective world. Tasya Pratipaksha. Sa khalu aham labdha lokaha. Now I am against them, because now I have got this labdha aloka means yoga pradipa. I have got the light of this yoga. So anaya vishaya murga trishnaya vanchitaha. And therefore, I am being tossed by this terrible poisonous world enjoyment object. Tasaiva punaha pradiptasya samsaragnehe atmanam katham indhani kuryam. And therefore, again in this fire of samsara, why should I add myself as a fuel? And therefore, iti swapna upamebhya Swapna upamebhya krupana jana prathaniyebhya vishayebhya swasti. Therefore, may I protect myself from these various enjoyments like we see in the dream, and krupana jana prathaniyebhya vishayebhya. And these are always liked by those who are krupana, those who do not want the welfare of their life, but they are only interested in the enjoyment. So let it be for them. Iti evam nishchitamati samadhim bhavayet. So thinking in this manner, this nishchitamati yogi, this firmly decided yogi, drudamati, he should samadhim bhavayet. Now the second one. That sangam akrutva sumayam api na kuryat. So when you have rejected something, immediately don't think that you are someone great. Therefore, sangam akrutva, when you have protected yourself from the attachment and the temptations of these heavenly joys, smayam api na kuryat. Because evam aham devanam api prarthaniyaha iti. Hey, do you know, I was invited by the Indra himself. So do not have that kind of arrogance. Why? Smayad सुस्थितन तन्मयतया आत्मानं मृत्युना क्लेशेषु गृहीतम इव न भाविष्यति. When a person becomes arrogant and full of ego, I am so and so, I am so and so, he forgets about his own death. And when we forget about our own death, our intensity of application in the yoga abhyas or the spiritual practice is reduced. See? We have to remember this. Now, for example, we have set certain time for the completion of the various texts. Now, I can't afford, you can't afford just to relax now and rest now. You can't. You have to finish it in the same manner. We do not know when we are going to leave this world, when the death is going to bang our door, and therefore you just can't take a single day's risk. And then only our spiritual practice becomes intense without becoming serious. Why we are not able to practice our spiritual life with sincerity, intensity? Because of this thing. We imagine we are here for the eternity because we are lost in the arrogance and garva. And therefore, tathacha asya chidrantara prekshi nityam yatnopacharya pramadaha. And this pramada, inadvertence, laziness, is all the time searching for an opportunity how to go and attack this seeker. And once the pramada, once the habitual laziness, habit of doing the mistake takes possession of her, then labdha vivaraha kleshan anuttamam bhavishyati tataha punaha anishta prasangaha. And as a result, this pramada will again bring forward all the old habits. That's why, as I told you the other day, there are people who have given up smoking for many, many days, many, many years. And one day casually, hey, now I think I have conquered. Doesn't matter, let me have one puff. And one is enough. Again the whole thing begins. This is called as pramad. So when the pramad again takes labdha vivaraha, this pramad will see, now this is the whole weak point, let me enter through him. So klesha anuttam bhavishyati, and then there will be no end to the miseries. And tataha punaha anishta prasangaha. And as a result, anishta prasanga is what? Again you get lost in the relativity, samsara chakra. Evam smaya sanga smaya akurvataha bhavitaha artha dhrudi bhavishyati. In this manner, when we protect ourselves from the worldly temptations and the arrogance of our spiritual practice, then alone we will be able to continue our spiritual practice. Therefore, bhavaniyascha arthaha abhimukhi bhavishyati. And as a result, he will be able to go and grow in the next stage of the yoga, called as the Truti and the Chaturtha Bhumi. Now, as a result of this Viveka Khyati, what happens further? This is said in the 52nd Sutra. Kshana tatkramayoho Sayyamat Vivekajam Jnanam. Now there are two things to be clearly understood. One is Viveka Khyati, and second is the knowledge born out of, or the siddhis born out of this Viveka Khyati. Now what is most important is Viveka Khyati. And the siddhis, great powers that may result as a result of this Viveka Khyati, these are the byproducts. That is not our interest. Like, the best example I can think of is keeping the cow for milk. And then you also get the cow dung. So make the cakes and put them in your head. Therefore, kshana tatkramayoho sayyamat vivekajam jnanam. So that has to be very clearly understood. Now what is said here in this sutra, this Vivekaja Jnanam was told already, Sarva Jnatrutva, Sarva Adhishatrutva in the 50th sutra we have seen, and further it is said that there are some other options. What is the other option which is said in this sutra? Now, kshana tat kramayoho, kshanascha tat kramascha iti tat yoho sayyamat, when do the sayyam on them, vivekajam jnanam bhavati, the viveka jnana takes place. Now here, first of all, we have to understand kshana and kshana krama. So here, the whole thing is so subtle. When I was studying, it was only by the mere study itself, you slowly go deeper and deeper. Now what is said, Paramanu Purvadesham Jaihat Uttaradesham Upasampadhyate Saha Kala Kshanaha. Now what is the Kshana? Kshana is that moment. In that moment, where from one, it is the last measurement of time, if we can say. So the last moment is called as the Kshana. Now, this Paramanu or the Kshana, it goes from one point to another point. So the time required is called as Kshana. Then this is a continuous process, and that is called as a Krama. So Kshana and the Krama. Now this is happening outside in the world. But this is recognized by the buddhi, by the intellect. So nasti vastu samaharaha. Therefore, this kshana and the krama, they cannot go together because they are independent. And second, two kshanas cannot remain simultaneously. Because when we say one moment, so that is the last measurement of time or the kshana. Now, the kshana which is understood by us in the form of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 1 year, 1 kalpa, 1 mahakalpa, this understanding about the time is buddhi arudha. It is on the buddhi. And this is not the kshana. And therefore, all these things, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 100 million years, this is vastu shunya, vikalpaha. See? Like this. Many times, this scientific discoveries they tell. What they say? They say the earth was created 398 trillion light years before. Now see, we can have some understanding, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 year, 10 year, 100 year, 1000 years, 5000 years before Christ. But when it goes to 20,000 years, 50,000 years, the mind is not able to even understand what it means. Therefore, here kshana is the vastu. And what is understood by us is a collective. So many kshanas put together has become 1 minute. So we are not talking about that. Therefore, kshana tat kramayoho sayyamat. Meaning what? So, vastu shunya buddhi nirmanaha shabda jnananupati kevala vitthita dasananam laukikanam vastu swarupa iva bhasate. So, for the ignorant worldly people, it appears, because it is only the concept of the mind, they imagine, yes, I have understood, time is this, 10 hours, 15 hours, etc. But it is vastu swarupa iva avabhasat. It appears as if they have understood the time. But kshanastu vastu patitaha. But kshana is a solid object. Time, that is understood by the intellect, is different. Like we have got these Panchamahabhutas, etc., etc. In that, Kala is also there. Now, Vastu Patitaha. So, Kramavalambi, Kramascha Kshanantaryatma, Kala Vidaha Yoginaha Kala iti Achakshate. So, from one Kshana to another Kshan, that continuity is called as the Kala and the Tat Krama. Now, this Kala Vida Yoginaha Kala iti Achakshate, this is what they say, Kala. न च द्वौ क्षणौ भवतः सह. Therefore, two kshanas cannot exist together, and na kramascha, and therefore neither their sequence. Therefore, dvayoho sahabhuvo asambhavat. And therefore, what is the meaning? Vartamana eka eva kshanaha. Now we come to the final definition of kshana. Absolute present moment is called as kshana, which has no reference of the past, which has no projection about the future. That is called as a kshana. Now see, kshana and krama. So one moment is over, tak. Second moment, tak. Third moment, tak. So krama. So when you do the sayyava on this kshana, the absolute present, so as a result, what will happen? Tena ekena kshanena krusno lokaha parinamam anubhavati. Then such a yogi is able to recognize the whole world instantaneously. Because he has gone beyond the mind and now he is on the gateway of the consciousness. And therefore, parinama anubhavati tat kshano uparuda khalvami dharmaha tayoho tat kshana kramayoho tayoho sakshatkar sanyamat tatascha viveka jnanam pradurbhavati. So when this yogi is able to focus attention on this absolute present moment, as a result of which he gets the knowledge of everything instantaneously, and that is viveka jnanam pradurbhavati. He is able to understand all the intricacies of anything in the whole universe. So what is the secret? Secret is remain in the absolute present. When we remain in the absolute present, you read it, your mind is not running here and there, you understand quickly. See, if you remember in the life of Vivekananda, it comes. He was reading the dictionary. Now, reading dictionary, there is nothing to understand in that. But he was having those faculties, therefore, once he reads, once everything is done. No second repetition required. This Vyutpannamati Rutambhara Prajna was also with our Swami Akhandanji Maharaj. He writes somewhere, he said, during my childhood, my grandfather used to tell 2-3 of us to by heart the various shlokas. So when others were able to by heart 5 or 10, I would have by hearted more than 200. Then he used to scold me, not like that. And I had to read only once, therefore I had no problem. And others, they had to sit together, Dharma Kshetri, Guru Kshetri, Samaveda, Yutsava. And for him there was no problem. Say, what a beautiful quality it must be. Therefore, this happens by this kshana tat kramayoho sanyamat. Now, tasya vishaya vishesha upakshipyate. Now, this vivekaja jnanam that is happening, now an example is given. What is that? This is the 53rd sutra. Such vivekaja jnanam, what it creates, what it means. Jati lakshana deshaihi अन्यता अनवच्छेदात् तुल्ययोः ततः प्रतिपत्तिः. Now see, everything in this world is conditioned by these 3 things. Jati lakshana deshaihi. So everything in this world is conditioned by these 3. Jati means the species, whether it is an animal, it's a plant or human being, etc. Form, shape is called a jati. Then lakshana, what are the qualities, attributes, and deshaihi, where that particular thing is. So in this manner, two things are separate from each other, anyata, on account of these three factors called as jati, lakshana, deshaihi. So anyatha anavachhedan tulyayoho tataha pratipatti. But what happens to this yogi now who has got vivekaja jnanam? He is no more influenced by these three conditioning which create the differences. Jati, lakshana, deshaihi. He doesn't get influence because he is now in that moment where vivekaja jnanam has taken place. Therefore, tulyayoho tataha pratipatti, and therefore he is able to know these two things very clearly, although they look exactly alike. What is what? Now here example is given in the Bhashya. Tulyayoho desha lakshana sarupye jati bhedaha anyatayaha hetuhu. So if there are two things looking exactly alike, so they will be separated from each other. Desha lakshana sarupye. For example, this cow and this horse, mare. So horse, cow and the mare, they are separate from each other because of the jati. Similarly, lakshanam. When we see that these cow, both are cows, but one cow is having the black eyes and other cow is put an emblem of the swastika, so we can separate them out. If you take another example, there are two amalakas. Amalakas means what? Let us say two apples, and they look exactly alike. And if they are put together, one is in place A, other is place B. And when you are looking somewhere, you just mix it together. Like you must have done it when you play carom. So immediately. And this yogi is able to know. Because his knowledge is not conditioned by the jati, lakshana, desha. Therefore, he is able to understand about everything simultaneously, meaning what is old, what is new, what is from here, what is from there, what is the differences. So all these knowledge about everything is instantaneously gained by this yogi. Now this Vivekaja Jnanam is further glorified in the 54th Sutra. Tarakam sarva vishayam sarvatha vishayam akramam chaiti vivekajam jnanam. Now this vivekajam jnanam is tarakam, sarva vishayaka, sarvatha vishayaka and akrama. These are the four things. So what is that? Tarakam means swapratibha uttham. Now this is very important. Swapratibha uttham is what? Anaupadeshikam ityarthaha. Nobody has taught. It is not learned from anybody. Nobody is approached to get. But swapratibha utthitam. You know, all the mantras, all the knowledge that the great rishis, etc. have, that is not the knowledge gained by struggling and study of the scriptures. That knowledge comes so pratibha utthitam. That is why, many times when certain things, the other day I was talking to Sharmaji and he asked me, he said, Swamiji, what you have told about this Nirvikalpa Samadhi, it has enthralled me so much, I want to know the reference. I said, there is no reference. I have not done it in any book and all that. Now the question is, where from that knowledge comes? See, this knowledge which comes from the pratibha. And what is the pratibha? Pratibha is this knowledge is already existing in the world. Then what is pratibha? Pratibha is, ba is the knowledge. Prati is the reflection. when either you are practicing your dhyanabhyas or sanyama or the bhavana, and your mind has become extremely quiet, in that extremely quiet mind, this already available knowledge is caught. It is something like when the phone rings, so what is happening? These sound waves are going and they are caught in this machine. They are not caught everywhere. Therefore, this particular cell phone is having this pratibha, able to catch what is not normally understood or caught by other instrument. If this is understood, then this tarakam is swapratibha uttham anaupadeshikam ityartaha pratibha uhaha swabuddhi utkarshan hitva siddham ityartaha. So, when our intellect or buddhi becomes subtler and subtler, sukshma and sukshma, in that this divine knowledge starts manifesting. And sarva vishayam, and this vivekajam jnanam is regarding everything, not a particular thing. Na asya kinchit vishayi bhutam ityartaha. Na asya kinchit avishayi bhutam ityartaha. There is nothing that is not included in this vivekaja jnanam. Sarva tha avishayam, and able to know about every object, everything from all the angle. Atita anagatam pratyutpannam sarvam sarvatha janati ityartaha. So atita anagatam, the past and the future and the present, is completely known about everything at all the time without any special efforts. So akramam iti ekakshanopārūಢam. And for that he doesn't have to have the sequence. Instantaneously, simultaneously he is able to know everything past, present, future. And sarvam sarvatha grunnati. Therefore, everything in this world is recognized, understood, analyzed, felt, experienced by him any moment. So, etad vivekaja jnanam paripurnam. This is the complete knowledge. So, asya eva amsha yoga pradipaha sampradnyat yogaha. Therefore, this is also a part of it is called as sampradnyat yoga. So this is even superior than the sampradnyat yoga, and this is madhumati bhumim upadaya yavadasya parisamaptihi iti. Therefore, it starts from the second bhumika, madhumati, and ends up into this. This is how this vivekaja jnanam is able to give us more and more insight about the whole world. Now, after having said so much, now toward the end, the last sutra of this Vibhuti Pad tells us something which will really, why didn't we go? We have gone through so many problems. Prapta vivekaja jnanasya aprapta vivekaja jnanasya va sattva purushayoho shuddhi samme kaivalyamiti. The last sutra, sattva purushayoho shuddhi samme kaivalyam iti. Prapta vivekaja jnanasya, the one who has this vivekaja jnanam, as we have heard in last few sutras, as well as the last sutra. And aprapta vivekaja jnanasya, or the one who doesn't have that vivekaja jnanam, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, then why did we struggle? Why it doesn't matter? Sattva purushayoho shuddhi same kaivalyam. So to attain liberation, kaivalya, what is required is sattva purushayoho shuddhi same. This is the ultimate. Now what is this? This is the ultimate, is the kaivalya prapti. Sattva purushayoho, sattva pradhana buddhi and purusha. Of these two, shuddhi samme, shuddhe samyam iti shuddhi samyam tasmin. Both of them are equally pure. Now, then it is called as the kaivalyam iti. Now the question is, What is that purity of the antakaran and purity of the purusha? To understand this, yada nirdhuta radastamo malam buddhisatvam purushasya anyata pratyaya matradhikaram dagdha klesha bijam bhavati tada purushasya shuddhi sarupyam iva apannam bhavati. When nirdhuta rajastamo malam, when the intellect or the antakaran or the chitta nirdhuta, totally washed away all the agitations and the tamoguna, indolence, buddhisattvam, such purely sattvic buddhi, purushasya anyata pratyaya matra adhikaram, and it is this buddhi is established in the understanding purusha khyati of separateness from the purusha tattva, and dagdha klesha bijam. As a result, all the klesha bija impressions on the buddhi, all the klesha, ashaya, etc., karma, samskara, vasana, they are all burnt away. Tada purushasya shuddhi sarupyam iva apannam bhavati. Then this antakaran becomes equally pure, immaculate like the purusha. Now, what is the meaning? See, in purusha, there are no possibilities of any impression being formed. All the impressions are only in the prakriti, in the antakaran. But when the antakaran is totally freed from all the impressions, then that vritti rahita, samskara rahita, antakarana is nothing but consciousness. Therefore, shuddhi sarupyam iva apannam bhavati. Tada purushasya upacharita bhoga abhavaha shuddhihi. And when this happens, then for the purusha, there is no instrument for enjoyment in this world. So, the purpose of the buddhi or the prakriti, what is the purpose of the buddhi or the prakriti? Purushasya bhogapa vargartham. Now the prakriti or the antakarana has become so pure that there is no need for the purusha to go and get the objects of this world for bhoga or the apavarga. And therefore, shuddhi eva etasyam avasthayam ishvarasya anishvarasya va. Now this immaculate purity between these two, ishvarasya anishvarasya va, whether you have all these vivekaja jnanam or you don't have, doesn't matter. Itarasya va kaivalyam bhavati. There is kaivalyam, there is the freedom from all the differences. Nahi dagda klesha bijasya jnane punah apeksha kachid asti. Nahi dagdha klesha bijasya jnane. Once the antakaran is totally freed from the impact of all the samskara, etc., then punaha apeksha kadachit asti. There is no other desire or expectation again. And as a result, he attains this viveka khyati. So, sattva shuddhi dvarena eta samadhijam aishwaryancha jnanancha upakrantam. And by this sattva shuddhi dvarena, by this practice of purity, etc., sampradnya samadhi and vivekaja jnanam, this all is transcended. Then why it was said? It was just a byproduct because the subject matter was there, therefore it was said. Otherwise, for attainment of the kaivalya, viveka khyati alone is enough. All the other siddhis, as a result of the vivekaja jnanam, it is not important. Then, paramarthastu jnanad adarshanam nivartate. Now see, we will come to the final. What is the paramartha vastu? So, paramarthataha tu, from the understanding of the absolute liberation, jnanad adarshanam nivartate. Viveka khyati is the jnana. What is called as the jnana vritti in the Vedanta is called as the viveka khyati in the Yoga Shastra. And therefore, viveka jnanat adarshanam means ignorance. nivartate tasmin nivrutte, and when the ignorance is destroyed, uttare klesha na santi. What are the uttare klesha? After ignorance, what are the remaining kleshas? Asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. So these four kleshas cannot exist because their cause, ignorance, avidya, ajnana is not there. And klesha bhavat karma vipaka abhavaha. And because there is no kleshas, there cannot be karma, vipaka, samskara or anything of that kind. And etasyam avasthayam charita adhikara gunaha. In this condition, the prakriti, the three gunas are fulfilled. Charita adhikara. Charita adhikara means now the prakriti has not to work for the purusha, either for the bhoga or for the apavarga. And purushasya drushatvena na punaha upatishtante. Now the prakriti doesn't come in front of the purusha, because now the purusha is totally free from prakriti, prakriti is fulfilled. So tat purushasya kaivalyam. Tada purushaha swarupa matra jyoti amalaha kevali bhavati. And then there is a total liberation from these prakriti or the trigunatmika, maya, whatever we call. This is how the kaivalyam ultimately is reached through all this vibhuti. Now what we have to understand, that all these vibhutis which are indicated, shown in this whole third chapter, they are meant for us to know that as our ability to focus increases, we are able to dig deeper and deeper into the secrets of the truth. And what is the highest dig? Highest dig is Viveka Khyati. Now what is the Viveka Khyati? Where in the Antakarana there is the reflection of the Purusha or the Chaitanya, and therefore that Antakarana becomes enlivened. Actually the Antakarana or the Vrittis are inert. Be very attentive. These inert vrittis become enlivened, and this is how the whole body and the life is manifested. One. Second, when the Antakarana is free from the vrittis, vritti rahita chitta, and in that chitta, when the Purusha Pratibimba, Chidabhasa falls, then only it is possible for us, like peeling off the skin of the banana from the fruit. When you peel off, in the same manner, we will be able to peel off, separate out this Chidabhasa from the instrument or the medium called as the chitta. And when we are able to do this, then alone this chittam chitcha vijaniyat takara rahitam yada. Then we come to know that actually it is in the consciousness alone all these things are happening. And thus, when we are able to separate out, then from the Chidabhasa we come to the Shuddha Purusha. And having come over to this Chaitanya Matra, therefore, Purushasya punah drushatvena na upadishtante, then tat purushasya kaivalyam tada purushaha swarupa matra jyotihi. He is abiding only in pure knowledge. What is called in the 13th chapter the Kshetrajna. And this Kshetrajna cannot be many. It has to be only one. But what happens? These yogis or those who are practicing dhanabhyas, they don't accept this point. Then what happens? Then they go from this world to the higher world. Then the gods will call them Ehi, Ehi. See, this is beautiful, that is beautiful. This is all in relativity. Whether you are in a village in Haryana, or you are in a city, Bombay, you are in India, in the same manner. Whether we are living as a human being with the gradation rich, poor, yogi, bhogi, etc. Or we go to the gods in the heavens, and there also we continue to live in the relative plane. There is no qualitative difference in life. Therefore, our approach is not freedom of I, but a freedom from I. And that can happen only when the basic approach changes. That kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. Hey Arjun, recognize me to be one kshetrajna, functioning in and through all the conditioning. This is called as ultimately Purushaha Swarupa Jyoti Matra Amalaha. Amalaha, beyond the three gunas. Kevali. Kevali means where all the differences are over. Swagata Sajatiye Vijatiye Bhedarahita Vastu Kevala. And such a Purusha Kevali Bhavati. He attains this status. Now what is that where Sajatiye Vijatiye Swagata Bhedarahita is only Ekameva Dvitiyam Parabrahma Paramatma and nothing else. In this manner, these Vibhuti Pad 55 sutras are over. The next one we'll take in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.